Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. I'm going to start this video off with the Pick Your Own Farm. It's going to be about anything other than squirrel shooting. Been asked by the owner to come and sort out the feral problem he's got. Setting up home in his rafters, in his barns, and going to toilet on his machinery, and all over his crops, on his stores. Not very nice really, one or two maybe, but they've got to a bit of an epidemic proportion around this area. It's only going to get more and more as they breed. They're sitting up on these rafters, and as you can see here, they're doing it every night, dropping their mess everywhere. Not very sanitary. There's plenty of trees around, they can live out there. The man-made structures are often a bit of a magnet for them, and unfortunately you can't get them to go by asking them. There's one that's actually nesting. It's the early part of the year now. It's only on the eggs. And the feathers drop down as they flap about, go on the grain feed for the animals. As I said before, the guano all over the chairs, on the machinery. The quick walk around, you can spot them sat there. They're quite used to humans being around for obvious reasons, and they don't seem to move, even though you stood there pointing the gun at them. There's no challenge whatsoever in shooting them. The only challenge you've got is making sure it's a clean kill. As I said before, these are all feral pigeons. These are domestic pigeons that return to the wild and just bred amongst themselves. You'll get all sorts of colours. They tend to hang around in groups. They'll often take up residence in disused buildings and breed out of control. As you can see here, it's quite a health risk really. So pretty much go around in the daytime, scope out where they're sitting. You can quite easily see that by the mess they leave behind. And then come back another day, armed with your air rifle, and get after them. In this case, I'm going to come back with a BSA R10. I'm going to be using the Predator polymags. There'll be body shots. Should be good enough to stop them at this short range. Here's the first one. You see it sat on a nest. Completely unfair, I know. Heart and lung shot. Doesn't look like it's dead for a second, but it was a pretty good shot. It just expires on the nest. We did poke it down afterwards. It only sat on eggs at the moment, but that one won't be breeding this year. Like I said before, it's no challenge in itself. This is a young wood pigeon, not a feral pigeon. I'm using a sniper cam to film this. It's illegal in the UK to shoot any birds with an illumination device. There's no night vision on this, or any other type of light. Good headshot there. That one flaps to the ground. These ones though, if I had night vision I could shoot them on it. At the moment the sniper cam's gone into its low light performance levels. Not very challenging, is it? It's your job that has to be done. Taking high body shots. Don't want the pellets to go through and hit the barn really. That's all for this session. Bit of a motley crew. It's another day we went there. Any of them that are stupid enough to sit still, we're on them. This is Bruv, one of his commissions. Same remit. Feral pigeons, sat all around the beams. There's actually another pigeon at the top of there. We didn't notice at the time. Gross, using his day state I think. 177, not sure what pellets he's using. That's the first feral of the evening. Bruv shoots that, drops it behind the back of that beam. You can see the mess that's appeared there. It's quite obviously where they're sitting, and you can see him up the top. I do believe we missed that one at that particular point in time. Sat in the dark. Didn't miss these though, saw the first one. Bruv's lining up on it. You've got plenty of time to settle yourself. Look at the one on the left. Off the back of the beam it goes. Bro's going to take his time on this one to line up on it. I've deleted the soundtrack because he's spending more time chatting to me than he is lining up. You'll get there in a second. I think he might be waiting for the pigeon to settle. Here we go. Straight onto the tarmac. I'm just showing you a bit of the guano down the side of the building. I'm doing that on top of the vehicles that park under here. See the lorries there? He shot that one a second time actually. So another one been spotted. He's definitely hit the deck. Where is it? There it is. Pretty close to these. Quite easy to make a good shot. So easy in fact. Should never have a problem with this. A few more removed from this area. We've only been doing these jobs because we've been asked to. We're pretty much less inclined to film these so much as we do normally. Back in one of the sheds. A few more of these are turned up. No problem there with the air arms field pellet out the BSAR-10, I do believe. Shooting off shooting sticks to keep it stable. You see that initial bit with the pigeon on the wire? I shot that pigeon and set it up to try and lure more wood pigeons in. And after I had a little drive around, I came back to find a crow chewing on the back end of it. Anyway, it was a lovely evening to be out. I managed to bag a bunny. Had to settle for a wood pigeon, a feral and a rabbit for this day out. I'm back at the Pick Your Own farm on another evening session. Looking at the chickens, they get their eggs from. My daughter's out with me. She's my camera woman. What we're doing is driving around the rows, looking for any sort of vermin we can shoot. Notably rabbits. We have a quick look around the barns for any more ferals. Even the wood pigeons around here are fairly used to seeing tractors and all sorts of other farm vehicles. I took advantage of that when it sat and looked at me. Took the shot. Wasn't a clean kill, so I had to follow it up. Quick shot over the hedge. Another squirrel in the bag. My daughter wanted to come with me, she volunteered. Be my camera woman. Let's get in the pigeon. She spotted this rabbit right under this trailer. I duly swung round onto it and shot it. She's a novice camera woman. Hopefully we'll have a bit better this year. It's a clean kill. I had to do some hasty editing. There's nothing wrong with that shot. Straight in the brain box. Quite happy with that. All these rabbits we shoot get eaten by us or some grateful recipients. My cousin loves them. Another good friend I used to work with. Likes a good rabbit dropped off now and again. Nice clean one. Shot in the head. There's quite a few out here. All feeding nicely. I completely misfired then. Don't even believe I had a pellet in the spout. Let's have another go, shall we? Wait for it. Let's see where this pellet goes now. So a dry fire and a miss. Rubbish really. Had to do some hasty adjustments. It's better.
Got him.
My daughter's telling me that I got him. Because I can't see that, can I? This one has a bit of a thrash about. The shot was perfectly good. I thought I'd dry fired oddly enough at that point. I've since come to realise I've had a few problems with the BSA mounts. I'm not quite sure what it is. They've been decked properly in certain pellets. I'm looking up and down the roads now. Very often you see rabbits sit there and they're used to seeing vehicles. We use that to our advantage. My daughter's doing the filming, I'm doing the driving. We have another problem, as you can see. Birds that wander in and out, help themselves to the grain in the stores. Maybe we'll have to sit in there one day and just wait for them to come in one evening. Should be quite easy to decoy them to there. Get and have another little look. Pretty much cleared this area out. poke down any nests. You can see that was where I shot that other one. We do get the odd straggler. There was one in this barn later on. My daughter failed to film it, but that was what happened. It dropped it straight onto the machine. What we do is just circle the farm, have a look in the barn in case anything's come into roost, and go back round again. Nice and slow. Quite a few pigeons out there. My daughter's filming the second of the pigeons I shot at. Missed the one I was shooting at. That's the one. Face down in the field. You can see just to the left there, little stub of stalk. Those were baby cabbages. And the pigeons are landing there and stripping all the leaves off them. There's a big fat pigeon. Won't be doing any more damage to the crops anymore. A few more rabbits on the way round. Good shot that. Right in the back of the ear, that one. Didn't film them all, unfortunately, but that's the final tally. Just remains to be bagged up. These bag for lives were an initiative to cut us down on our plastic bag use. My daughter remarked this was a bag for death. Quite macabre, really. But here we are with the ferals, processing the meat, and weighing it out. You get a few together, you get quite a bit of good quality meat off these. Not too unfit to eat, perfectly healthy. And why wouldn't they be? They spend all their time eating all the good stuff that the farmer grows for humans. This is an episode I had. There's a couple of decoys out there, a crow and a shell decoy for the pigeons. I'm using the Theobin Rapid in 2.0 caliber. And the plan was to pick off some of the pigeons that come and sit down and happily feed on the farmer's crops. Try it with the air rifle. It's a bit of a long range. You can see the damage they do. They just walk along and rip a chunk off each one. This is in fact the session that decided me on getting a shotgun. You can see this pigeon's quite a way over, a bit too far for my liking. I do believe it's starting to rain a little bit as well. I made up my mind after this evening out I was better off with a shotgun. But you never know till you try. A bit too big an area and they're not coming anywhere near the decoys. Sitting apart, having a good feed. Quite destructive really, that's just the one pigeon. Too many of them around. I'm sighing with disbelief. In all the places it sits, it couldn't have sat much further away if it tried. I have a plan for this year anyway. The shotgun's hopefully going to come out and we're going to both sit out and wait for the pigeons to come in. There we go. There's a couple of pigeons a lot closer. I'm using my rangefinder now, getting their range. Looks like a male trying to woo a female. Judging by the body language there. Looks like a bit of a wooing failure. I've used the laser rangefinder, got his distance, and line up in for a shot. That's a click of doom. I'm aiming for a head and neck shot, believe it or not. I can't remember what distance it was. Looking at that, I just missed it, just to the side. Now it's going to duck back behind the little cabbages. It's rather annoying. There we go. You can see this one. Quite a difficult shot, isn't it? They keep doing that. They just wander around and peck at everything. Quite annoying, really. They disappeared off screen. It's the trouble with this filming malarkey. Doesn't always go to plan. Here we go. Typically he's wandered back into view. A bit more pecking going on. And they'll do this several times a day if they can. If no one's around, they'll land down, they'll fill their crop, do all sorts of damage. Sometimes if they get the centre out, very often kill the plant. And you've got to remember this is only 2 pigeons we're looking at here. Imagine this times by quite a lot more, and several times a day over several days. Lots of damage. Unfortunately they've wandered out the screen. I'm tracking them now. I'm looking for a shot. Unfortunately they've just gone out of the screen, just as the shot struck. I've actually hit him in the head this time, I do believe. The other one's flown straight away, which is pretty much typical of a wild pigeon. Ferals are too stupid for that, they'll sit there. I kept seeing pigeons flying straight towards me over the back. It turned out they were landing in these bushes here, eating the berries. So I shot this one on my knees, freehand, out the side of the hide. No problem there with the firearms rated rapid. Didn't get it on film. I'll just show the sort of distance, not far really. 20 yards, I guess. Never saw me. Never thought I might be in the hide and it might be in trouble. That's what it was eating. It's pigging out on those. Crop full of them several times a day. I'm not going to shoot this. This is a stock dove. If you don't know the difference between that and a feral pigeon, you shouldn't be out shooting. They're protected in the UK. This one was left to go. So that's all I managed off this one. Just a couple of pigeons. I had a wander around then in the truck. I managed to bag a little bit more of a mixed bag than that. Then went home, gave the rabbit to my cousin, and processed the pigeons. The squirrel went in the bag for the scouts. You know, I'm at the place where I shoot the rabbits. F.A.C. rapid in hand and the camera. Another mission. Looking in the hedgerow. Nice sunny evening. The rabbits I expect to pop out there somewhere. As I've seen them do that in years gone by. We've been out shooting this place. Usually come out in the summer evenings. Sit in the hide in the shade. Unfortunately for me, I'm going to be right down the end of there. Quite happily munching around the grass. A little bit out of range from my air rifle. I'm going to take a shot at them. We'll soon right in on them. Bit of a breeze come up. Got pretty well out the way. You see there's livestock in this field, but they don't come over to bother me. Quite brazen, aren't they? At this point they've got no idea they're being targeted. If they see a human round here, they usually bolt and go to cover. I move the hide down the field a bit because the wind blows it hard. Put it by the side of my truck for shielding. That's the only bit of video I got. I'd be better off just shooting, not trying to film it as well. I give up then. Went for a drive around the field. And when I got back to the top, they were back down the bottom again. Maybe one of those days. That's the view I got. Not a bad evening to spend out. This one, I got out and shot it in the side of the head. Pretty much ran it over. I had myxomatosis. Unfortunately. Look, typical. Exactly where I wanted them before. Now I've driven round. They've come back out. So I decided to sit in my truck, just shoot out the window with a rapid. I got a cup of tea, stuck in a cup holder, got my laser range finder. If anything pops out, I should be able to take a sensible shot at it. And finally, we get some targets pop up. That'll do me. Can't remember what range. About the 50-yard range, I think. Quite capable with a rapid. Wind's died down a bit. Got the sniper cam on. Quite a bit of a wait, and then two more stick their heads out. You can see the front rabbit on this one, his eyes shut. That one's got myxomatosis. I didn't notice at the time. I'm just lining up on the shot. I want to make sure I get a clean shot. I don't want to go through and wound another rabbit. I know it will penetrate two, so I shot those two at the one time. On a previous video, completely by accident. So I don't want to risk wounding the one at the back. So I decide I'll go for the one at the back first. No problem there. One at the front doesn't know what's gone on. And sits up. I know exactly what range to take it at. And drop that as well. There we go. European buzzard. Bootio bootio. Nice to see them. keep waiting for one to land on one of my rabbits, but I've yet to see it. Very nice to see. Have a quick drive down the field. See where the rabbits lay up. You can see why I took so many different outings to make you a video. Didn't do a lot of filming. Filming sometimes gets in the way of the shooting. I thought I had a load of good bunnies there. You see the eyes on that one. Doesn't look good, does it? All scabby on the head. I'm not keen on eating them if I had myxomatosis. I'm afraid this will be fox food. Put it in the bushes. I know there's foxes get around here. That one's got nice clean eyes. See if my cousin wants that to eat. He's always looking for a good rabbit. So I've got two with Mixie, one decent one. The owner doesn't mind either way, wants them off his land. Far too many of them digging holes in the ground, so his livestock stick their feet in. I think that's another one that might end up as fox food. Bit of a shame really, I'd like to have eaten that. On to the final outing of this video, same location as last time. Bottom end of the field by the agricultural machinery. I saw those rabbits popping out last time. My daughter's on the camera. This rabbit's not presenting any sort of shot. I do believe I'm using the Theban Rapid in 2.0 F.A.C rated. The angle I'm looking at is a little bit to the right of my daughter. I'm sat in the front of the car. She's got a better angle than me to see this rabbit, but even she can't see its head properly, and neither can I. That's more like it. And I completely missed it. I think I must have clipped some of those dock leaves. Unfortunately, this youngster's sat further forward. I have to fidget to get position to take the shot. They've all got to go no matter what the size, and this one's included in that. And unfortunately, my fidgeting around alerted it, and off it went. So we're just back to waiting now. Looking at the field with all the rabbits that we could be shooting at if we were at the other end again. It's like they know. When they drop down to eat, it's very difficult to see them in this long grass. Plenty around still though. All dug into that hedgerow. And the problem is they dig little burrows out into the field. And that's where they cause problems for the owner. Running his sheep around this field, or the other livestock for that matter. If they put their foot down there and break a leg, it's a big loss to the farmer. Anyway, here's another one sat up nicely looking at me. I've got plenty of time to line up. Click of doom. No mistake in that. Straight down. That looked like a pretty clean rabbit to me. All the good healthy ones, they should be getting eaten by somebody. My daughter's managed to spot one of our favourite birds, European buzzard. I really did hope we'd get to see some predatory or scavenging activity off this bird. Come down and take our dead one off the ground, or even attack one of the live ones, or maybe catch up with one with myxomatosis, I'm not sure. Beautiful bird, didn't seem to mind us, but my daughter is zooming in quite way with our camera. There we go. They were on alert to that buzzard. Too far for me to shoot. The angle's not good either. I can't quite physically get that angle with my rifle. This is a bit better though. A little bit of rain starting to fall. What ultimately stops play today. This needs to turn round really. I'm more than happy it's run up along the hedge a bit. Nicely side on to me now. My daughter's zooming in. I did actually do a bit of video footage myself, but the camera shot up into the air. That's the trouble when you try and film yourself. My daughter got it on camera lovely though. The spot seems to be quite good. The youngsters sticking their heads out. One at a time will do. No mess in there. You can hear the rain coming down now. My daughter's running for cover into the car. That's why we pretty much stopped. And the youngsters, they will be getting used. I did get a bonus pigeon off camera. This is the furthest bunny I managed to knock over. Not so bad with the F.A.C. rifle. Good solid kill. This is my daughter just filming this wood pigeon on the edge of the roof. I've packed the gun away and I wouldn't even attempt a shot at it anyway because I know full well the pellet's going to leave the property I have permission on and go anywhere, causing all sorts of mayhem. It's the wrong thing to do. Nobody should be taking shots like that. You can see the weather coming in. It's pretty nasty. Starting to hit the car a bit now. Daughter's been quite good with the old filming, taking pictures. Thought that was a good shot she did. Wasn't that bad, in all honesty, but off home we went. I got her to do a bit of rabbit processing. She quite enjoys the butchery side. She managed to skin that rabbit all on her own, just with a bit of advice from Dad. I must admit to being quite impressed. We thoroughly enjoyed our day out together. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe next time we'll do a bit better filming. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.